So we asked ChatGPT, give me a list of 10 records that in the United States sports history that will not be broken. And it came up with some really good answers. So let's give it a shot here. Number 10, Paul Krause's 81 career interceptions in the NFL. David, do you think anybody will ever have more than 81 career interceptions?
I never thought about this record, never realized it, never heard of Paul Krause. So my initial, like 81? That's insane.
Yeah, it's going to be a very difficult one to break, but I don't think it's impossible just because of the fact that you have all these quarterbacks doing nothing but throwing now. The running game has disappeared. So there could be a ball hawk one of these days that's going to be so good that can get 8 interceptions a year for a decade. Is it likely? Probably not, but I think it's possible. What do you think?
So the way I look at this is like, how far away are you from the next guy, right? Or like this. The next one was 79, so he only broke the record by 2. And then Rod Woodson was 10 away when he retired. So I know no one is near it currently. No current players even remotely near this. But they're only a couple away. Like, to me, I feel like that's not. There's a lot of, like, Charles Woodson was only 16 away. So I think this could be broken. I don't think this is as incredible as it sounds.
Okay. Number 9. Do you know in the 1961-62 season, Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50.4 points per game in the NBA? Can that be broken?
I don't think that's ever. Major rule changes would have to happen. But I'm going to say yes, because I can see the NBA doing something stupid like that and completely revamping the league and making something crazy. In all reality, without that, no, I don't think this will be even touched if you don't make rule changes.
I think it can, and I think it will be touched because we have so many guys right now who are playing in the 90s who say that Michael Jordan would have averaged 50, 55 right now with the way the game has changed, with no hand checks, with with very little defense. I mean, you watch the Bulls versus the Pistons in the 80s, and they were just basically beating the shit out of Jordan each and every time he had the ball. Now that you can't foul that way, I think there is going to be a guy eventually who's going to be good enough to average more than 50 a game, especially with the amount of three-pointers being taken today.
So the average right now, the best is 32.7. So
yeah, but a couple of years ago, you had James Harden averaging like 40. You tell me somebody couldn't get an extra 5 buckets a game?
Right.
I think it's possible. All right, this one's never going to happen. Nolan Ryan's 5,714 career strikeouts. Is there any chance in hell anybody's touching that?
No, not with a 10-foot pole. And that's the thing, is that's when you look at it and go, okay, what's the separator? The separator is almost 1,000.
Yeah.
And then it just gets, the gap gets wider and wider. When you're talking about the best in the game right now, with Verlander and Scherzer, and they're out, the way innings work now, that's the thing about it. That's the big separator in baseball. Pitching records that are going to separators, like those will never get touched again because guys aren't going to pitch enough.
And who's going to be throwing 100 at 43 years old like Nolan Ryan was?
Right.
Very few people.
But it was just the numbers. 320 some a year. Yeah. And you're talking about like 200 now is like, oh my God. 200 back then when we're like, dude, Nolan, what's wrong?
Well, let's look at it this way. Nolan Ryan had 7 career no-hitters. There are very few pitchers in MLB right now who are starting pitchers that are ever going to have 7 complete games.
Yeah, Justin Verlander, who's the best strikeout person I have seen in my entire existence, right? Minus like Roger Clemens, like guy I played with.
Right.
He's 1,400 away. 1,400. That's a career away. And that's the way I look at it, is like, you're another career away. Another half of his career.
Okay. Number 7, Brett Favre's 297 consecutive starts as a quarterback in the NFL. What do you think?
I think that can be broken.
I think it will be broken.
Incredibly difficult, but I think it can and will get broken. The way the game's played today, they're so careful about quarterbacks. The only thing is, I think there is the level of play it would take to do that for so long. And some teams are so careful with players. That's the only thing.
It can happen. Number 6, Bill Russell's 11 championships as a player in the NBA.
That'll break, bro. That'll get broken.
Yeah. Somebody's going to be ring chasing. Somebody who's worried about their legacy, like LeBron. Oh, my legacy. Let's have more championships than Bill Russell. Somebody will be ring chasing and go the last 3 or 4 years of their career. They'll go to the team that's going to be close to winning a championship, win a couple of cheapies. They'll break that.
I mean, there's guys at 10, there's guys at 8, and that's the thing, that number's not going to be so far out of reach. Like in today's NBA, guys will be signing guys to chase that record, and it'll get figured out.
Yep. Number 5, Cal Ripken Jr.'s 2,632 consecutive games. There is a better chance that I will be transitioning and be Jamie by next week than someone breaking that record.
Yeah, that's no, never. Never.
All right, here the next one. This one is never going to get broken, in my opinion. I don't know how it's number 4, not number 1. Wayne Gretzky's 2,857 NHL points. He's got 1,000 more than number 2.
Like that's the thing about this record, and this is what I don't think people get, is Ovechkin beat him in goals in the same amount of games, right? And Ovechkin's about to retire.
Yep.
Ovechkin would have to have an entire another career to catch this record. That's how dominant he was. Like there are these records in points. Like Jaromir Jagr played 24 years,
yep,
or something like that, and there's 1,000 behind him. Like the next greatest players are 1,000, and it's only 2,800. And that, dude, guys, this is so far beyond the realm of understanding, like how beyond this record is. Like, no, we're talking about Nolan Ryan. The only reason you can't do it is because of innings. Like, you're not going to play enough.
Yeah.
Like, Ovechkin's not even close.
Yeah, you have to average like 2 points a game for 20 years or something ridiculous like that to get Gretzky's record. It's not going to happen.
Ovechkin would have to have 1,200 more points, and he has 1,600 right now. And
yeah, he would.
He's the greatest current hockey player of all, right? Like,
no, he's not. Stop. He's not.
Sidney?
He's so overrated. It's Sidney or Connor McDavid, and that's
the
easy. Numbers
show there he's not. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, you're not a hockey fan like I am. Trust me. The guy doesn't play defense. He's a hanger. He is an incomplete player at best. But
the points.
But it's crazy though. The benchmark for a great player in hockey or a great season is having 100 points. So you have to have 10 great seasons in addition to what you did to catch up to Gretzky.
100 points is a great season. They would have to have 28 seasons of great season.
Yeah,
28. Like that's, it's just not.
It's impossible. All right, up next, number 3, Jerry Rice's 22,895 career receiving yards.
100%. I think someone will. I think the way the game is going today, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, if they stay healthy, I mean, Justin Jefferson's almost averaging 2,000 a year. That's 11 years. It's going to be insane. And I think Jamar probably has a little better chance with the quarterback situation and stuff like that. But as long as you're healthy, I think guys can get this. I mean, Fitz almost got it. If Fitz had better quarterbacks, Larry Fitzgerald, if he had better quarterbacks and better systems, he gets it. If Terrell Owens had a better system, he gets it. Randy Moss, if he didn't decide to go hit a cop with a car, like, he gets it. Yeah. You know, there's certain players that you look back and you go, they could have gotten it. You know, like Marvin Harrison, if he was healthy towards the end, might have made an argument for it. But there's guys now, and the way the league is and touching and penalties, they'll get it.
I actually had the opportunity to wear one of Jerry Rice's Super Bowl rings once.
Really?
Yeah,
I got a football signed by him. Andrea met him.
We worked together at Sirius XM, and he came in one night when I was working on NFL radio. He came in and he had it around his neck, and I'm like, it's a little bigger than my finger.
Now, I'm not saying this record's not incredible. It's an incredible record. His health and dominance in a era of like passing that didn't exist. He created passing and receiving. He created a whole new like level.
Yeah.
It's just I think that the game is going to go towards like passing so heavy already is that that number won't be so far out of reach. I think guys will get. I think there's a fresh crop of players that will get close.
My dream has always been to host a roundtable with the greatest players of all time in each sport. I would have loved to have had a roundtable of me and you interviewing Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Bonds or Griffey, and Lawrence Taylor. There's a better chance. All right, fine. Tom Brady, if you
greatest in the cocaine game.
Then I would have to get Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden. Regardless, there's a better chance that we host that roundtable than someone breaking the number 2 record on this list, Cy Young's 511 wins.
It's not even possible. The game has changed to where that's what we're talking about. The game's changed where this isn't possible. It's going against him because there's certain records in baseball that everything is shifted against ever happening.
Yeah, Verlander, who might be the last guy to have a shot at 300. If he has a good year this year, he could get 300. He would have to basically double his career almost in order to catch up to Cy Young. It's not happening.
Not happening.
And finally, number 1, he's on this list for a second time, Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game. They have it as the most difficult record to break, and I think it's going to be broken.
I think it'll be broken. I think, again, the games shift in different directions. They point more and more towards offense. They're going to give more points, the role of 3-pointers. There's going to be stuff that, like, Steph Curry just hits a hot streak. Somebody like Steph that can do it. The only thing is there'll never be such a mismatch the way it used to be, to where you can just get him the ball underneath and just dunk. There's
one guy who could do it.
That. Who?
He's going to have to mature. He's going to have to improve. But you're talking about an ultimate mismatch, and maybe this is something we should ask Clippy Jones on his show. Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, but the thing was, like, we watched some of those videos of Wilt and like the guys he was playing against. Wembanyama is a lot bigger than guys. Wilt was like playing against like 5th graders,
right?
And that's the difference.
But Wemby can do it in different ways. He can take the 3. He doesn't have to just go in the paint and score. He can have 5 threes, then he can go in the paint. He's got a versatile enough skill set where it's possible.
Okay, I'll give you that. And I think the game is trending towards a point like where this would be possible, and that's the thing to me. It's not as untouchable. Like 56 game hitting streak, people talk about that being untouchable. I think the game is trending away from that being more possible, right? Like in baseball, where it's harder because of relievers and stuff like that. But I think that'll get broken one day. I truly do. I don't think it's as untouchable as people think it is. You said 56 good days in a row. And this is like one good day.
Real quick, in baseball right now, if you were going to say there's one guy in baseball right now that can break
Stephen Kwan.
Stephen Kwan is going to be the guy that gets 56?
If someone could do it in today's game, Stephen Kwan arise. Someone who just
say Soto.
No, they're on different levels.
Okay.
Soto, if it's like 56 get on base games in a row, yes. But Kwan is so much better with the bat control. Okay. And just Kwan is a better version of Kwan is a better hitter than Ichiro, because he's a better approach to the plate. Ichiro incredibly better at hitting the ball. I think Kwan goes up to the plate with a better, more versatile mindset of take a walk, develop runs, take a double, where Ichiro was see the ball, base hit. He wasn't trying to hurt you. Kwan, I think Kwan can do more things because he lets himself do more things, where Ichiro was put in a box of I'm going to get a hit, 200 hits, and where Kwan will take 3 walks and then get a base hit.
It's amazing that Ichiro didn't do it. Anyway,
I'm amazed that Ichiro didn't do it, because especially with that mindset of base hit, that he just didn't. It just, and with like the amount of bats he had, I'm that blows my mind.
Or Bonds. He could have hit 56 home runs in a row.
You would just have so many games where you would have one at bat.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Bonds. Like, he didn't have 5 at bats a game where you're really throwing him pitches. If you did that in 04, 02 to 06, Bonds would have had like 5 streaks of 40 plus games.
All right, guys, if you like this list, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and let us know what records are out there that you think can be broken. Let us know if you think we're right. Can these, let me know. Can somebody get 500 wins in baseball? I'd like to know who that would be. But definitely hit us up in the comments. We will respond, and we will talk to you soon.